Alrighty guys, week 1 in the books, and we have Team Atlas with a very small lead over Fit Club, and in third place Power Clean Dream Team. Workout 25.2 was announced this morning, so we've got some pull-ups, we've got some thrusters, and we've got some skipping. So there's 3 different variations for the workout. I was sent an email out earlier today running through those 3 options. We'd encourage you to try a harder variation of one of those movements. So just because you can't do all of the movements, say, or the weights, we'd encourage you to get through a harder variation, even if it's through the first couple of rounds. We've had some firsts already. We had a couple of people do the workout this morning. Aishka got her first jumping pull-up, Linda got her first pull-up, Rondon got his first chest-to-bar pull-up in a workout, and Linda got her first double unders in a workout. So these workouts are a good opportunity for us to compete. We do things that we wouldn't encourage necessarily during the week when we're training, but this is a chance to really test and see what we can get some firsts when you've got the crowd behind you, when you've got some other people in the lanes next to you encouraging you. That can really help get to our firsts. So today we're going to run through some tips for those movements. So in general, the main thing would be to pace yourself early. So the workout's going to feel fast, but it'll get long pretty quick. So make sure you're splitting up your pull-ups early. If you need to split up your skips or your double unders, do those, and splitting up your thrusters before you need to. Think about saving yourself for later on in the workout when the weights get a bit heavier and the variations of pull-ups get a little bit harder.
Going on with that, with what Rob said, break smart, not hard. So you want to be able to make sure that you can do consistent reps throughout the whole workout. So just say your thrusters, I'm going to do the 3 reps, and then I'm going to put the bar down, take a breath, and do another 3 reps. There's no point doing 15 thrusters unbroken and then really axing yourself out for the later part of the workout.
Next is efficient transition. So we'll have the lanes set out similar to last week. There'll be the lanes will be a little bit longer. You will need to have a space in between your bar and your rope and your pull-up bar anyway. So make the most of those times rather than rush between and then rest. Take that time as you're walking to take a couple of deep breaths, relax yourself, get ready for the next movement so you can recover while you're moving to the next station.
So breathing is really important, but also shaking it out. This morning when people were resting, they were resting with their hands above themselves in their pull-up position. Bring your hands down, shake yourself out, even with your thrusters and your double unders, shake it all out, get some breath in, and then re-go again. If you're not having a consistent breath or you feel like you're uncontrolled, those are some really great times to shake it out, refocus, and go again.
Now we're going to run through some tips for our thrusters. So I'll briefly run through them now, and then the video next will explain them a little bit more in detail. So we're going to talk about controlling the descent, using the bounce in the bottom, a fast turnover, so making sure the movement is quick, breathing at the top, where we can use that locked out position as a chance to get a breath in, so we can breathe during our set. And then break the reps up smartly, which Jenna spoke about before, splitting them up before you need to. Alrighty, so for our thrusters, we've got a few things that we need to think about. We need to think about controlling the descent. So especially as the weight gets heavier in your thrusters, we don't just want to drop into the bottom and see where we end up. We want to control ourselves on the way down so we get into the best positions to be able to push into the floor and stand back up. So, you want to think about pulling yourself down to the floor. As the bar gets heavier, think about this a little bit more. Be controlled on the way down, you control where you turn around, and then you can drive on the way up. So not dropping and see where you end up. You really want to be in control of that front squat so that you can drive and pop on the way up. Next is using the bounce in the bottom. So while we're controlled on the way down, it shouldn't be a stop and then try and drive back up. That's going to be a lot harder. What we would want is you're controlling yourself, but then you get this little bounce where you get to turn around and head back up. Next thing is a fast turnover. So you don't want to be too grindy with the pushing part of the rep. You're going to spend a lot of energy through your shoulders just trying to press that out. So driving with your legs, getting that pop, and then quickly get through and lock those elbows out. So that's going to be a lot easier, a lot more efficient at the top. Speaking about that, at the top position is a chance for you to take a breath. When all your joints are stacked on one another, there's not as much tension on your muscles. So now's a good time to exhale. Then you inhale on the way down. So I breathe in, exhale. So especially as the weight gets heavier, use your breath to help you feel a bit stronger, but also give yourself a chance to breathe at the top. If you don't know where you're breathing, you're probably not breathing at all. And then last thing is, as we spoke earlier, splitting your reps up. So doing 15 unbroken and then being hunched over, trying to pick up your skipping rope or go do pull-ups isn't going to be helpful. But if you do a set of 6, 5, 4 with a controlled rest in between, you decide when you rest, you control how long you're resting for, rather than going to failure and then your body just telling you when you get to pick the bar back up. So split them up early, save yourself for later on in the workout, and you get through your thrusters well.
Our next is pull-ups, or our pull-up variations. So we really want to focus on using our legs today. Commonly what happens in our pull-up variations, we just want to use our arms. In a kipping pull-up, we are very happy for you to use your legs, and that's where your power is coming from. Then we also want to think about eyes up, not down. Generally what happens when people kip, we're looking down or looking up towards the bar. If we look forward, we're going to get ourselves into better positions for our pull-ups. Singles are okay, so we want to encourage, and we do encourage you to do singles, especially for those harder reps. So if you're choosing something you've never done before, don't think about doing 2 at a time. If it's your first pull-up, just try for a single pull-up. For those that are comfortable in doing pull-ups, making sure that you pace yourself earlier in the workout so that you can handle your muscle ups and things like that later on. And staying nice and tight, we really want to brace our core and really focus on staying tight, locked in for really strong reps. So setting up for your jumping pull-up, so this is scaled movement number 1. We want to make sure that we have at least 15 centimeters between the top of my head and the bar. You can have more than that, but no less, okay? From here, we come down in the bottom most part of our pull-up, so our arms are going to come straight. We're going to let our legs bend, and we're going to use our legs to push us up above the bar. So we're going to come down, legs straight, then we're going to use our legs to jump us up, chin above the bar, coming back down. So again, coming down, arms nice and straight, chin above the bar, coming back down. Our next variation for our jumping pull-ups, or a scaled version of jumping pull-ups, is jumping chest to bar. So this is the next version. So if you've got jumping pull-ups, then our next version is jumping chest to bar. The same concept applies. You still have the distance between yourself and the bar. This time, the bar has to touch your chest. So not near your chest, not somewhere near your chest, but actually touching your chest. So the same concept, but we're going to use our legs to jump a little bit higher and a little bit more of a pull, so bringing our elbows down to the ground is going to help us get our chest to the bar. So down, up, chest to bar, come back down. Down, up, chest to bar, come back down. As we explained in the first part of the video, we want to make sure that you are picking reps that you can do singles of, or comfortably do singles. When we are resting, we don't want to just rest here and wait for ourselves to come and get our breath back. We want to rest with our hands down below, by our side, shake it out and go again. For some of you, this might be the easiest version of the versions that you're going to do, and it's going to feel easy, right? But in the first round, we want to break early so that it feels better later on. Our next variation for our kipping pull-ups, or a pull-up variation, so scaled would be jumping pull-ups, chest to bar pull-ups, and then if you're looking to get your first pull-up, what we want to think about is coming into a nice strong core position, using our legs and eyes forward. So just the 3 tips that we described to you earlier on in the video. So we want to come still into our hollow hold, and our Superman, but we're making that a little bit bigger, bringing our elbows down to the bottom or to the ground, and then coming back down. For the majority of you, it's probably just singles, right? So we're not thinking about doing 1 or 2 reps consecutively after each other. It's basically, can I get my chin over the bar? So, coming up into that hollow hold position, Superman, up above your head, up above the bar, and then back down. So we really want to use our legs to move ourselves and our hips up, which is going to help us keep above the bar. So again, we want to come into our hollow hold, big Superman, and then a big pull. The power is coming from our legs though. So we're going to come up, Superman, back down. That is a kipping pull-up. The standard for today or tomorrow is getting our chin above the bar. Our last variation of our pull-ups, so we've got jumping pull-ups, we've got chest to bar, jumping pull-ups, we've got kipping pull-ups, getting our chin above the bar, and our last one is a chest to bar. So, just like our pull-ups, the same thing we need to think about. Eyes forward, core locked in, using our legs. This time, we have a little bit more of a pull to get our bar, or get the rig bar at our chest level. So below our collarbone is what we're looking for. So we're coming into that Superman, up, chest to bar, coming back down. In order for it to be a rep, like I said, chest must hit the bar. If it's somewhere near the bar, it's a no rep. Like we discussed last week, kindness is giving someone a no rep. I also described to our judges last week that it wouldn't be very fair if you got a no rep and then somebody else is getting repped for something that you would got no repped on, then it would be a little bit unfair also. So here are some tips. Good luck, do well.
And last up we have overall. So first up we want to know what your goal is. So for example, me during the workout tomorrow, I know my goal is going to be the bar muscle ups. So I'm going to split myself up, split my reps up. I'm going to pace myself early on in the workout so that I'm in the best position for those bar muscle ups. If I go, as Jenna spoke before, you do a really big set and you get out of breath and that affects the rest of the workout, you'll get to a certain point quicker, but then you won't advance through the rest of the workout as much. So work out, what is your goal tomorrow? Is it getting through your first set of double unders? And is it getting to the heavier barbell for your thrusters? Is it getting your first pull-up? That means splitting up the things before that to get you in the best position for that goal.
Staying positive. This is really big and we are big advocates on staying positive. Most of the time when these workouts come up and you're trying pull-ups for the first time and you've constantly got, I can't do this, then you're more likely to fail than to think positive and re-encourage yourself around, I can do this, I'm giving this a go, and this is the first time I've ever tried doing this. So staying positive is actually going to help you achieve what you're looking for in the workout.
And then having fun. So that means, first of all, not getting frustrated during the workout. Things like double unders get worse and worse the more you get frustrated. So if you do have a trip, if you don't quite get your chin over the bar on a pull-up, just take a couple of breaths, relax yourself and get ready for the next rep. Getting frustrated definitely isn't going to help. And then continue having fun. So that can be doing your first pull-up, doing your first double under in a workout. Just enjoy the atmosphere, enjoy people pushing you along. Even if you get 10 attempts and you don't get your first one, you're getting closer and closer to that first one and you tried something harder for the first time. So we've put up heats open for tomorrow. We're gonna have 4 heats again, 6 people per heat. Hopefully, we're planning to run on time a bit better this week. We'll need you guys to help judge as well. So you get judged when you do the workout, so return that favor and judge someone else. And then just bring the vibes again. It was great last week, so we can't wait to share that again with you tomorrow.
Just one last thing around the workout. I know most of the time it's about finishing the workout and finishing the movements that are prescribed to you. This is a really great opportunity that, for example, if you've never done a pull-up and you're at that point in 3 minutes, keep trying. You've got a good amount of time to keep trying. It's not about finishing the workout and finishing all of the movements. It's about trying your best and trying something new.
Yeah, that's right. There's going to be some big separations in terms of athletes and workouts this week. So the top women and men in the world are going to finish this workout RX in over 4 minutes, just over 4 minutes. For most of us, it'll be getting your first pull-up or your first bar muscle-up. So we'll use the full 12 minutes, but you'll get your first, which will be amazing. So you don't have to worry about the top times or see what other people are doing. You just worry about yourself, trying something new, and just doing your best for tomorrow. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.